you can step on me for it, and maybe I'm being overprotective. But it is about the horse race last night, because the message, and it's a little bit of a weird political analysis, but clearly the uncommitted vote is people speaking up, especially in Arab concentration areas that they happen to have in Michigan, and saying, you better think about this if you want us to come out. Now, the problem with the message, as we both know, is what are they going to vote for Trump? You know, it's that they may not vote at all, but they're not going to vote for Trump if they're mad at Biden about being pro-Israel. Trump is him plus 50% and a big fan of Bibi Netanyahu. So you're not going to go to Trump if you're upset about Biden's position. My question, go ahead. What's your take on that?
Chris, I mean, so is this president. He said that he was a Zionist. So this is not about Trump. So I understand what you're saying about the politics of it. So you're right. Politics could be used to ameliorate suffering, or politics can be used to complicate suffering. My message yesterday was that we need to use politics to ameliorate suffering. Why do every time we talk about this issue, we have to extra humanize the Palestinians? Of course, what Hamas did on October 7th by targeting civilians was horrendous, and they must answer to that. But all this time later, so Chris, I'm willing to admit that. But on the other side, people who talk about October 7th never have the same obligation to talk about the 30,000 people who are dead, talk about the people who are living through famine right now, or even talk about how the blockade, how there's some Israelis there stopping humanitarian aid for coming to the Palestinians.
The people have nowhere to go. There's no real safe zone. I actually think there's merit to the early idea that they should have moved them to the Israeli side in that area. It's not a very populated area, as you know, and at least they would have been safe there from shelling, because obviously Israel's not going to shell on its side of the border. But look, I think it has to be given voice, and I did not like that this happened last night. I'm protective of everybody who was on that panel, including you, and I certainly not look to make trouble. But I want you to have a voice. And you should always have it full-throated, and you're always welcome to do that here. All right?
Well, Chris,
thank you for coming and explaining.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yes. Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.